Hello, Mount Mourne School. Today you are going to start your investigation for service learning, and I wanted to share with you some resources that we have through our website. To get to these resources on Ncwiseowl, you're going to go to the Mount Mourne homepage, and you're going to go to Departments. You're going to hover over Departments. And you're going to go to Media Center. Then you're going to click on Ncwiseowl. And you're going to go to the middle school section. Okay, so you will see in the middle school section, there are a lot of different resources for you to use. And I know that a lot of you, your first stop on research, when we give you a research question, you immediately go to Google and you type in the question and then you click on the first link that's on there. And we don't want you to do that because you have a lot of resources here that are already reliable. We know they're reliable and they have all the information that you need. So we want you to stay off of Google as much as possible. So when you get here to the middle school section, you can go a lot of different places. One of my favorite resources for you guys is Britannica School. So you're going to click on Britannica School. Okay, and it's going to pop up. And then you can do a search right here. So I'm just going to pick a topic for today that I'm going to do my searches with. And I'm going to do pollution. And then I'm going to click search. Okay, so you'll notice over here on the side, it gives me a lot of different options. So I have articles that I can read. There are images. So there's pictures that go along with this. So if you have to do a slideshow for a class, this is a great place to get images. There's also videos that you can watch about your topic that will help you. There's a dictionary over here that will define things for you. There are magazine articles, and you'll see, so for example, this is Forest Health, and this is in Science News. So we know that that is a reliable source, so you can use that. It also gives you other websites that you can go to, and these websites have been researched. We know that they're reliable, and we know that the information on there is good for you to use. So instead of going out to Google as your first stop, come here and see if there's any websites that you can use. And then primary sources. Sometimes your social studies, especially social studies teachers, will ask you to find primary sources for research. For pollution, Britannica doesn't have any for this, but other topics may. And then there is a year in review that just gives you different information. Now you notice that some of the dates on here, 1995, that's a little old. We like for your research to be within the past 10 years, really. But if these are the only things that you can find, yeah, we'll let you go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go back up here to articles. And I'm going to click on just pollution. Okay, here is what I love about Britannica. It gives you different reading levels up here. So if you get an article and you're like, oh, I don't really understand what this is saying, you can click on level 1. Oh, this one doesn't do it. Let me go back to another one and see if it gives us the option. Most of them give us different reading levels. Okay, this one does. So if I'm reading this and I really don't understand what it's saying, I can click on reading level 1 and it will give me kind of the same information just in an easier reading level for me. Or I can click on level 3 and it gives me the information just in a higher reading level and gives a little bit more information. So I like that it does that for us. It also gives us any images or videos that relate to it, so you can watch videos about your topic. Then it also gives us any related articles or websites. for us to look at. So when I'm in the article, another really cool thing is that Britannica will read to you. You will need to put your headphones in, but you can listen to the article.
Pollution, also called environmental pollution, the addition of any such...
Okay, so that's one resource. It also will translate the article for you into different languages. So if you prefer a different language, it will do that. And you can also email yourself the article so that you can save it for later. We don't want you to print your articles because we don't want to use paper. So we ask that you just email it to yourself. And then you are going to have to do a bibliography or a works cited page for your research today. So this little tool is one of my favorites too. It actually, if you click on there, it will give you the citation already. You don't have to go to EasyBib or do any of that. All you have to do is copy and paste this into your source. So that's really helpful. So that is Britannica School. So I'm going to close out of that and go back to Ncwiseowl. The next stop is the ebook collection. So this one gives you full text of books. And this is also great if you're searching for just a book about a topic or a book, a fictional book. Look at all the categories here. There's a lot of books in here that you guys can read. So I'm going to do pollution as my search. Okay, and you'll see that there's a lot of different books that come up here. I can limit it to books that have the full text. I can change the publication date if I want one closer to today's date. I can actually change the publisher, all kinds of stuff over here. But I'm going to go to the first one, Power Up to Fight Pollution. This would be a great one choice if you're doing community service or service learning because it gives you some suggestions on how you can make a difference. But if I go here and then I click on PDF full text, it has the entire book here. So I can actually read this book here on my computer. And I can skip around to different chapters if I want to. This one does also have the citation up here at the top. So I can click Cite and I can find MLA and I can copy and paste. It also gives you the option to email yourself certain pages. So if you find information in here that you want to save for later, you can email yourself the pages and save it that way. So ebooks is another wonderful resource. And you can see there's a lot of different books in there that you can choose from. So let's go back to Ncwiseowl. Next stop is Explora. This one is similar to Britannica School, but just a little higher level. And I am going to search for pollution. Okay, so this one I like to, you can see the publication date starts with 1923. That's a little too old for us. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to go to 2000 just to see what we get. So I can also set the source type. So right now it just shows me everything that is there for pollution, including reference books, ebooks, videos, everything. But if I want to limit it just to news articles, so I can see what's happening right now with this issue, then I can do that. And then I could click on the news article itself. Okay, you'll see again that I can listen to it and I can change the accent, which is kind of fun. But I can listen to this article and it will play it for me. Over here, I can cite, okay, and it'll give me the citation. So all I have to do is copy and paste. And one thing I really like about Explora is that I can add this article to my Google Drive. So then I know that it's there and it will save it for me. So if you just click Google Drive, and it will take you to a pop-up like this, and you choose your account. Okay, and it's going to redirect me, and it's going to allow me to save it there. Okay, so if it doesn't do that, you can come ask Miss Gillis, and she will help you with that on how to add it. Or you can also email it to yourself. If your Google Drive doesn't work, you can email it to yourself and save it that way. Okay, so that's a great little tool over there that you can use to save articles that you find. So let's go back to Ncwiseowl. Next up is InfoTrack Student Edition. Okay, this one is also a little bit higher level than the Britannica. Okay, and you'll notice I searched for pollution and it gave me 13,000 results. That is way too many to search through. So I can go over here on the right hand side and I can limit my results. So maybe I just want to watch videos right now about my topic. And you'll notice there's 155 videos about the topic that I can watch. So if I'm more of a visual person, I might choose that. I can also limit it to news articles, so I can find out what's happening locally, and academic journals. Okay, so these are from journals where people have submitted their research. So for example, if I go back to news and I want to just look for United States, I can search within the results and it will pull up things that have to deal with just the United States within my subject. So that's also a way. I can also change the publication dates to get more current information. I can do just articles or brief articles. So it gives me a lot of different options here. Then going back to Ncwiseowl, next up is Kids Info Bits. I like this one because it's a little simpler. It's a little easier to maneuver. With Kids Info Bits, you see you can sign in with Google. So it also gives you that option to save. And when it comes up, wants to access, I'm going to click allow. Yes, I want them to do that. So you can see I am signed in now. So if I type in pollution, okay, you'll see over here, it gives me a lot of results. There are books, mostly encyclopedias it looks like. There are biographies of people who deal with pollution, pictures, videos, magazine articles, and news articles that I can choose from. So I'm going to do this one. Okay, you can see it's very similar. It gives you the option to listen. It does let you highlight. You can download, and this is how you actually save it to your Google Drive. Download, save to Google Drive, and it will save it for me. Okay, and it'll save that entire article. So if I want to save it and come back to it later and use it for my research, I can do that. And then it also has the citation tool where it will give you the citation and all you have to do is copy and paste. Makes life very easy. So going back to Ncwiseowl, next up is newspaper source. This one's pretty cool because it will search newspapers from around the world for you. So if I do pollution, so you don't have to actually go out and purchase all these different newspapers. You can find them right here. So for example, this news article, I can click on, and it has a lot of the same tools that you've seen before. You can add it to your Google Drive, you can cite, and you can save or email to yourself. So that's really cool for that. For North Carolina, so part of your research today, you have to look at what is happening in the state with your topic. So NC Resources may help you with that. So if you go to NC Resources and then you click on NCpedia and then go down, and for you 8th graders, this is a really great resource for your social studies class when you guys study North Carolina history. This has a lot of primary sources that you may use. But for today, I'm looking at pollution. I'm going to go search. Okay, and it gives me some articles and things that are happening in the state of North Carolina with my topic. Okay, and you can see I can keep reading here, but it gives me some references, and it gives me the citation here. Okay, so North Carolina Encyclopedia is a wonderful one to use. Okay, and then next up is points of view. Now this one's pretty cool, and this is something that I know your teachers talk to you about, is recognizing different points of view in an argument. And the Points of View Reference Center gives you a topic, and then it will give you different points of view for that topic. So you can see what people on either side are saying about it. I like this one too if you're interested in current events. This gives you some of the things that are in the news right now, and it pulls articles for you where you can look at an issue from both sides, which is a very IB thing to do. So for today, I'm going to be looking at pollution. Okay, and it gives me 33 results, and I'm going to click on noise pollution, for example. It gives you a lot of the same tools that you've seen before. Cite, email it to yourself, and if I want to, I can listen to it. And then it gives me related items, and it gives me point and counterpoint. So I can see the counterpoint is the other side of this argument that's being made in this article. So I really like that. If your teacher asks you, gives you a topic and asks you to argue both sides of the issue, this is a great place to go. It's the Points of View Reference Center. And then the last one is Research and Context. This one looks just like the ones you guys have seen before. It gives you the article. You can also, no, I don't want that. I'm already signed in my Google account, so I can save to my Google account, download it to there. I can listen to it. It does citations. It does everything I need. Okay, so that is Ncwiseowl. This is free for all students in the state of North Carolina. So when you are doing your research later and you get to your investigate stage, this should be the place where you spend the majority of your time. Because these articles have already been vetted for you. We know that they're reliable. They allow you to listen to the article, and they give you the citation. So that's pretty much everything that you need for your research. Now, I do want to caution you, a lot of you go to Google because it's very easy. This is going to take some digging. This is going to take some reading on your part, so you are going to spend some time with this. As always, Miss Gillis is here in the Media Center, so if you need help with research at any time, you may come to see me. Thank you.